Good evening. We'll call the meeting of the Parks and Recreation Committee to order. First order of business are the April minutes. We have a motion, or a motion to approve, or any questions about the April minutes, I guess, first? We have a motion to approve.
I'll motion.
Okay, Laura moved. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Kevin, second. Any other discussion? Any objection to unanimous consent? Motion, the minutes of April meeting are approved. We'll move right along to our parks report. You guys got a long one tonight.
All right, yeah, good evening. So I'm going to kind of rattle through this fairly quickly. If you want to talk about something, just stop me and we'll chat about it a little more. Various building maintenance this month. We repaired a defective photo eye at Liberty Center, trail lighting control box. I don't know if we've had some complaints that the lights weren't working there in the evening, and it turned out to be a photo eye. We had an electrician install extra power outlets at the Ranshaw House, located on the north porch. Everybody knows where the Ranshaw House is. They're gonna have the summer slate concert series there on the front porch, so we had extra power outlets put there for that. Brian can probably speak more on this, but I assisted rec staff with troubleshooting possible causes of the outdoor pool leak. Maintain equipment this month, ball field mowing, trimming, and landscaping and equipment. The ball field surfacing machine that you probably saw in the last month report is finished, painted. There is a picture of it now, and it's in use. We tried it out today for the first time. Landscape maintenance is kind of strong right now. We got all of our pre-emergent down. Been pruning trees, applying turf grass fertilizer. Very busy with roundabout streetscape maintenance. And we also applied our emerald ash borer insecticide treatment that we normally do every year annually. The EAB infestation is very strong right now in town, very prevalent. So we're trying to just stay on top of that. It's not a guarantee. It's just we're going to give it the best shot we can.
What kind of infestation is this?
Emerald ash borer,
Okay.
EAB for
What does that
abbreviation.
do?
Okay, it's a little beetle that lays eggs. Well, actually, it's a moth that lays eggs, I think, and then it grows underneath the bark over winter, and then they start tunneling. They go back and forth, and it cuts off the cambium of the tree.
Ooh.
They love ash trees, and in about 5 years, your tree will be gone. So, yep,
And if a storm comes, then they're really susceptible
Yeah.
to the wind.
yep. You'll start noticing at the top of the tree will be declining. So, I don't know. Do you have ash trees?
No,
Oh, okay, good. You're good.
still.
And we have finally started mowing. It's been so cold and wet, but we've been out a couple times now mowing. Ball season, we've gotten some tournaments in, and some of the NLCBS, our town league, they played a little bit, but this weather has not been very good for baseball so far. But I anticipate really taking off here soon as the weather straightens out. The park staff prepared until the community garden site located at the northeast corner of Penn Meadows next to the barn, in preparation of the May opening.
It looks really good.
Good. And this is, I think this is one of the first years that all the plots have been sold, from what Jason had said. So they're all rented.
And there's a wait list.
Is there? Oh, wow.
Seen people out there already.
Because we had contemplated maybe installing some extra lots up there, or plots up there sometime. So we might be getting to that point. Muddy Creek cleanup was held on April 9th. A huge thank you goes out to the Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Tree and Stormwater Board, City Council, residents, and city staff who participated in this event. This annual, we pick up a lot of trash along the trail. Got a couple ton of loads of trash. It's pretty much what we get. So, but that was something we'd like to get done before the undergrowth starts to grow and you can't find the trash. So,
A couple of us were there.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was fun.
Muddy.
Yeah.
Tree and Stormwater Board met on April 13th. I sit on that board. We discussed tree grants, Tree City USA status. We're 27 years strong now. We recapped the Muddy Creek cleanup and trail cleanup on April 9th, as well as other stormwater related issues. We kind of look over stormwater issues too. So that same weekend, we assisted the Cedar Springs Ambassadors Program. Anyone familiar with the Ambassadors Program? That's they're ambassadors in around the community, and they kind of lead that. So a lot of these ambassadors are the Calm City
Oh, like
ambassadors.
neighborhood ambassadors?
Yeah, neighborhood
Okay,
ambassadors.
All right.
And some have been organizing cleanup efforts, and we've been going out there assisting by picking up the trash that they have collected. We met with Shive Hattery, had a lot of meetings this month. Met with Shive Hattery to discuss the future Penn Meadows North Parking Lot Improvements Project. We're just kind of getting a plan together for that. How we wanted, looking at get some costs. We're going to resurface the old parking lot, and hopefully, if it comes in well enough, we're going to expand that parking lot to the west. So that shelter that's there may have to come out and get relocated.
How many spots will that add? Do you know?
Not sure yet. That's what we're kind of discussing right now. How many do we want? How many do we want to actually add? So,
I
park.
think you might put the shelter in a different place or.
Yeah,
just disappear.
yeah. No, it'll get put somewhere else. Yeah, yeah. Park staff participated in Alice training. Everyone knows what Alice training is. It's
Crisis.
yeah, it's schools go through it. It's kind of the alert, lockdown, inform, counter, and evacuate. It's for active shooters. So our police department came down to our shop and did some scenarios and things like that. What could happen? Very beneficial training and very much appreciated.
They did something when there was a potential shooter around the Montessori school by the community center it was about a year ago.
Go on Stewart Street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
they had to
remember that.
evacuate my son. It was really stressful, but they did a great job.
Yeah.
The
no.
kids were like, "Oh, we got to go on a bus." And I was like, "I'm gonna cry."
Yeah.
Have your
But
plan.
But they did a good job.
Yeah, they do very
Yeah.
very well. Yeah. More meetings on April 20th. I attended a department head's comprehensive planning design workshop. The design workshop was a hands-on look with RDG Consulting Planning Design Team, which we have hired. Items discussed were future land use, identifying growth, and enhancing to mobility, plan for future parks and trails, and give input on many other planning elements, including housing, community service, and business growth. So that's going on. It's basically a year-long program. You're part of, yep, okay. Park staff inspected our trails for any hazards, safety concerns ahead of the April 24th Run Crandic Marathon. So we just kind of did a run through, making sure there weren't any obvious hazards.
Guess they made it through safely. Didn't hear anything.
Didn't hear any complaints. So, we met with Shive Hatter again to review Rancho Way Pedestrian Tunnel, which is right out here. We're looking at the walls. They're gonna get painted color before the metal sprockets are gonna be installed. So we had to choose a color, which they kind of blend together. So that's been done now. And the day that you saw us out at the dog park, we were testing out a deep tine aerator, just because the compaction is so hard out there. We're looking at purchasing one, so trying that out. However, the availability to purchase is not very promising at the moment, so,
Costly.
and very costly, up around, depends, if you get used or not. A used one's 30, a new one's 50,000.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah. We've been trying to.
I'm gonna say, anything else going on out there? What are you trying with the turf out there?
I just don't know.
Just rain so much.
It's, the traffic is so heavy. We've
Yeah.
reseeded and reseeded. You get a little bit of growth and it just gets torn out. the dog traffic is too strong out there to really, I don't know. We're gonna have to think of something. What I'd like to see is maybe a second dog park, so we can close one and keep the other one open, and just flip flop.
back.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, what's the strong push for
plan
turf?
crazy.
I mean, as opposed to something like mulch. I mean, what's the strong reason
Yeah.
for turf instead of mulch if it's going to be so difficult and
Right.
so expensive to maintain?
Yeah. I have brought up the idea of mulch. We have plenty of mulch.
Yeah.
But it's something I'd have to take a poll on because a lot of people I talk to thinks their dogs like to eat mulch. They get slivers from running in it. So we're kind of trying to come up with some different ideas
Hmm.
to throw out there that would, we could try out.
Is there an all-weather artificial?
I'm sure there
I
is.
mean, if you're looking at 30 to 50 grand, that might be actually less.
No.
Is it more?
We'd probably,
Is it more?
I would think, I think when the one time we looked into it, it's gonna be around 500 grand, but artificial
My
turf down.
Didn't you say if we mulch that like you can't really go back after mulch?
Yeah, I
It's
remember you
very,
saying
it's
that.
very difficult to, yeah.
How about a dog washing station? So when they get muddy, you just
Yeah.
wash them off right there.
That'd be nice if we had water out there.
Oh my gosh.
We don't have utilities out, and we're not gonna have utilities until development happens out there.
Yeah.
That spikes the growth, so, yeah.
So
What if, when are you gonna get the code, the keypad? Cause I think a lot of those, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yes, we just have to get that done.
Okay.
With the weather, we're trying to prioritize the things that need to be done right now, and we're so shorthanded.
I mean, with 50K, you could hire someone to stand out there and monitor, but I guess you'd have to find.
Yeah, well, we've been trying to get a deep tank aerator for years
Yeah.
because we have ball fields, we have like Centennial Park after the Blues and Barbecue
Oh, so
event.
you'd use it at other places. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
the
Okay.
city does just need it.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. So like after Blues and Barbecue, we've had all that car traffic on the park.
Yeah.
You can go out there and deep tank area. So
Oh, well, that doesn't, I thought you were
Yeah.
just doing it
I
for
know
the
for the
dog
Oh, no.
park. I was having a hard time justifying.
that's what that park really needs because it is really compacted. So we're gonna
guess-
keep working at it.
I guess we could say to anybody out there that has some input as to hear us discussing about options for the dog park, be sure you can contact any of us on
Maybe
the
a
park
special
commission
donation.
and give us some feedback.
Yeah.
Guy, just asking here, I've been out there this year. Is there certain areas that it's not growing, or is it still like everywhere?
Pretty much that whole center of the big
Okay.
dog park is.
I was just thinking, like,
Yeah.
is there a potential of having like a concrete path where there's heavy?
We have the trail around it. Have you been out there?
No,
on that?
not this year. I just didn't know how well it's
Okay,
growing outside. Besides,
yeah,
besides
no,
that
it's,
path
uh,
outside. Yeah.
The other two, the medium and the small,
Mhm.
are doing fairly well because they don't get near the traffic.
Mm-hmm.
No one really wants to go there because they all enjoy walking the loop.
Yep.
The dogs are in
Yep.
there playing,
Yep.
and they walk the loop while their dogs are
Got it.
playing. So
You probably explored this, but are there any environmental grants? On something like that where you could
I don't
tell
know.
a tale of taking care of the land?
yeah, we I mean we even shot the idea out of making that center. I mean I think we could get turf grass on the outside of that loop because it's not too terribly bad. It's that inside.
Mhm.
We thought about maybe making that more of like a man sand or like a ball field surface.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So where you could go out there and when the dogs have dug holes and stuff, you could just take our ball maintenance machine out there and
Just
fill it
drag
in.
drag it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'd want to get a few people on board before we did that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It'd be cool to find somewhere else that's done something similar to kind of get a visual, to see
Well,
what that.
there are a lot of people a lot of dog parks that have sand. There are
Mhm.
other ones that have mulch. People with sand say that it gets hot.
Sure.
Where I think the ag lime does not tend to get hot like sand, like a ball field surface. So
Hey, I have a dog now, so I get it.
Okay. I've had a dog too. I get it too, but I'm just like, I feel so bad. You're like,
I thought it
everything's
was
super
pretty
hard and
affordable
complicated.
though. I thought it was, it's like $52 or whatever
Yeah.
it was. I mean, I thought that was pretty affordable for that. I mean, maybe we need to raise the,
mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should try the lots first to see, because the last few times I've been out there, I kind of nonchalantly bring up if do you have a pass, and none of them have. I said you need to get a pass.
That'll cut down traffic.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was just gonna say that.
That would
Pull
cut
out a
down.
badge then and arrest them right there on the.
No, I know.
Throw them in the back of your truck.
I'm Snoop Dogg.
Officer Goldsmith.
Going to the dog park.
Again, I'd say to anybody out there that's watching or listening, if you could come get on our agenda and speak to us about what you might like to see at the
Yeah.
dog park. If you'll, you can look up our names on the North Liberty website and email us with ideas, but we want to hear, and we can tell, we'll hear more than we want to sometimes, but that's fine. But you can tell guys they're working hard to try
Yeah.
to come up with solutions. And the dog park is one of those extra things that we've provided in the last few years, and we like to see it be, well taken care of and well used, but everything appropriate. So that's a speech to the general public.
Or if anybody
On a
just
note
wants
to
to
that-
donate an aerator.
Yes, if someone would like.
Like a
to
brand
donate.
new
They're-
one would be great.
Yeah, they're not that common.
We were hoping you would like.
I know at the Iowa City Dog Park that they've had people sit at the front and check people for licenses. I don't know if that's Parks and Rec staff or
Yeah.
volunteers.
Yeah, we thought about that, but we came to the conclusion that we just don't have the staff available
Sure.
to
That's
have someone else.
Another issue.
Yeah,
It's like, really,
yeah.
I mean, people need it.
All right, moving on. The Centennial Park Loop Road project is nearing completion. Park staff had the opportunity to go out there and do a fine-tune grade of the area ahead of the contractor before they seeded. Looks pretty nice. So with all these recent rains, I would assume we get some pretty nice grass growing out there. Hope they have a really good establishment before July in Blues Barbecue. Other meetings we attended this past month were the Penn Street I-80 interchange with Shive Hattery and the IODOT, Rancho Way progress meetings, Dubuque Street progress meetings, met with the property owners of 13 through 47 Heritage Drive. They had concerns because their property backs up the Rancho Way. They just want to know how that grading was going to turn out on the backside of their property. And I also attended a Destination Iowa grant webinar. There's possible funds for that just came through. It's called Destination Iowa. It might help fund some of our Centennial amphitheater and other stuff out there. So we're looking into that, but it's an application that has to be done here relatively soon. This past Saturday, Johnson County Refuse, the Streets and Parks Department, along with other city staff, participated in the annual citywide cleanup efforts at the Public Works facility. From what I see, we didn't have quite as many residents come down this year, but still a lot of stuff was dropped off. A lot of electronics, TVs, a lot of computers, printers and stuff like that. But that was this past Saturday.
Stuff that wouldn't blow away that day. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we thought it was gonna rain all day long, but we got lucky and it was just kind of sprinkly, so that was all right. And then the last thing I want to talk about, we conducted no seasonal employee interviews this past month. We received 2 applications and no response back from either one of those 2 for an interview. And then to add to that, we lost one of our returning seasonal employees for health reasons. So now we're back down to 4 of our 12 that we're trying to hire. So we may have to discuss, some different alternatives. I don't know. We'll have to see. So maybe if the weather gets warmer out, and they might start thinking, hey, it might be nice to be outside. So I don't know.
Outdoor work, age 18 and older?
Yeah, 18.
Do they have to have driver's license?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Age 18, driver's license, I know they're.
Wage is $15 an hour now, but from what I've been hearing, that's kind of on the low side now.
Yeah,
That's,
horrible.
We raised it like $3 or $4 from last year just to get up to 15.
Wow.
So I don't know.
But something can be said if we're talking to local people out there, you won't have to drive anywhere, won't be paying gas to go somewhere to work. It's all local and close and some
Cool
pride in the
supervisor.
city, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of good working environment. So we're hopeful, that tide turns a little bit here with school getting out or,
I mean, we're not just competing against like Coralville and Cedar Rapids, but we're competing against like Forever Green Nursery, Country Landscapes, all those places are short on help, and we need the same types of people. So,
Everybody's looking for people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's horrible.
Are these full-time, part-time? Can they be
Summer,
either?
yeah, summertime, 40 hours a week
It is full
plus,
push.
yeah,
Okay,
through the summer.
okay.
any other questions for Guy? We've kind of grilled him as we went along here, so.
So just to
good.
clarify, you said you have 4 of the 12 you need?
Yes,
Okay.
yep, 4 seasonals.
And again, we wish someday technology will allow us to show all these neat pictures of a
I guess-
pictorial.
Yeah.
And now, then that's our segue to the rec center because they included pictures this month. So Brian, Shelley's absent tonight, so Brian's on for the rec center and pool report.
So, so we're just still working on the stuff on the roof. I think next week they're actually replacing the parts where it goes into the lines that are going into the area that heats the water in the pool locker rooms. So that part's going to be done next week on one of the nice days. Finally, they've had a nicer day. We've had a lot of rain at the rec center or in North Liberty. There's been a lot of leaks because they've been working on the roof and then the membrane's blowing around. So the people on the roof had tried to fix it, like emergency fixing it. That created holes in different places. So there's been a lot of leaks and we've been calling the company and they come back and they fill them in, during the time it's actually raining so they can come and see where they're all at. But there's been a lot on the track and in the gymnasium and this and that. So they're slowly figuring out where they all are. As Shelley put in the report, T&K Roofing was awarded the bid for the roof replacement. I don't believe that starts until after in July, I think, is when that's going to start.
That bid came in actually lower than expected, so insurance is going to cover a majority of that.
April, busy registration month at the rec center. Also, as Shelley puts in the thing, we had our extravaganza event at Liberty Center, and then in the pool we had the Easter egg
That was cool.
hunt in the pool. So that went on, and Matt Messick did a lot with the extravaganza, and then the rec and pool staff helped with the indoor pool portion of it, or the underwater Easter egg hunt, I guess you call it. We also had Alice training this last month. They came in for the library and the rec side. The things that they did were very realistic at the rec center and things that have actually happened at the rec center. So that was kind of interesting because we asked them, how did you know these things happened here? Because they have happened in the past, different people getting mad or, guys getting in fights in the gym or whatever. No guns or anything, but just those things happen at the rec center. So we had that and it was very good training. It was, good and kind of hard for different people to hear. The pool can't hear anything that's going on up in the rec center side. And sometimes the library can't hear what's going on in the gym. So it's kind of a big building and trying to tell everybody what's going on and how to do that with also trying to get out of there and get out of the way of it. It's interesting at the community center. So
Is there any type of all-call intercom in the?
there's an
in the-
intercom. It hasn't really worked for years. We've tried to get it to work. I mean, there's a whole process on getting it to work. So it's not too many people. If somebody actually came in
giving
and
the
started
all
shooting
call?
up, they're not going to think, oh, I got to dial these numbers and then start talking. And it's just not. So we're talking about it. We're trying to figure out something that will let everybody know what's kind of going on and that. But that's kind of been working on that. I think the last time we had Alice training, we talked about that also. And, I think the intercom system works to a point, but there's a process that you have to do, which nobody's going to think of doing that if this is really happening or something like that is going on. So, leagues and sports, some of that stuff is going on. Outdoor soccer is going on or trying to go on right now. We've had it last week. We had it the first week. We did not have it. And this week, I think we're going to be able to have it, but there's 156 participants for that, which is the most we've had. And we're trying to, so this is still recreation. The next session in the fall, we're going to do a little more there's going to be a recreation day, and then there's going to be other days that are going to be more, we call it a hybrid. So it's not competitive, but it's kind of in between competitive and recreational to give people that want to keep doing it, that want to keep playing soccer can do that. The junior high is actually talking about adding soccer to their program, so it'd be kind of a nice segue to playing in the junior high. So just trying to get those numbers up and going so it helps out the soccer program all through the school. Let's see. Some of the big things that are kind of going on at the rec center, the pool, the outdoor pool, we filled it. We stopped filling it and it started leaking, and we're losing about a foot a day. So right now we had to call a company in I think it was Illinois, in the middle of Illinois. They're going to come next Tuesday and try to figure out where the leak is. We have to refill it up, and then they'll come in and try to figure out what the problem is. I don't know how bad it is, but that's kind of what's going on in the outdoor pool. We have a small leak, I guess, in the indoor, so we're going to have them check that out also. So we'll see what happens with the outdoor
Where does it
pool.
leak into?
There's an outside pit, so there's drainage underneath the pool, like tile,
Uh-huh.
and it goes out to a pit, and you can see it run into that pit.
Oh, okay, so you know,
And it shouldn't be running that much water.
you know.
Yeah.
And we
You
don't,
don't
really-
know exactly where it's at.
no, it's not anywhere we can see it. So
We tried to do some testing on, you turn the pumps on, because all the piping for the pumps are underneath the pool. Shut the pumps off to see if it changes the flow of water. It doesn't really seem to change it much, so
Huh?
it would be better if it were a crack.
and right now it's
Pipe.
below kind of most of the sections that could be cracks or, the
They don't look
seams.
obvious.
Yeah.
The seams look, yeah, I don't know.
So it's kind of getting, right now all the water's in the deep end and that's it. So it's went all the way from 0 depth and has slowly over every single day gone down to the main diving well. And it's kind of sitting there and it's been going down. We've been measuring it, or we have like a rope that we put down in the water, and then the next day we look at it and
Is that
It's
still
about a-
going away, the deep end?
it's about, yes, it's still going down. Yeah, it went down a foot overnight last night, so.
So
yeah.
probably
it's
the deep
going
end
down, yeah.
that's leaking.
Yep, so we're
Yeah.
probably gonna start filling it up again on Saturday and then have it ready for them when they come in to do whatever they do. I'm assuming they get some scuba gear on and try to figure out where the water's rushing to or from, or.
I think they use dye, like blow dye and have it, you see the dye
See
go
where it
in,
goes, yeah,
but you have to be underwater to do that, so.
so.
Have that diving center in town.
Dive
I mean,
ventures,
you
yep.
guys could get trained and.
Yeah, yeah. So that's one big thing that's going on. So we're kind of holding off on ordering stuff for the concession stand and everything like that because we really don't know what's going to happen. If the outdoor pool for some reason doesn't open, we have the indoor pool, but we have swim lessons that start at 4 or 4:30, so the pool would really only be open from noon to 4, and then we have swim lessons.
Can you
So,
remind us when it was scheduled to open?
Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
That's when we open the splash pad too,
Okay.
so.
So, well,
Everybody's got their fingers crossed. for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's been warming up.
we'll know a little more after Tuesday and see what.
I'm
Exactly,
sure
they
it's just
tell
a
us.
super glue fix.
Flex
Yeah,
seal,
yeah.
like a commercial, right?
Yeah.
Duct tape?
That's right.
Duct tape?
Yeah,
Get some of that
duct tape.
flex steel. I think I've seen
Tape.
commercials that,
Yeah.
I think that.
It's anything but.
So that's kind of what's going on in the pool side of it. We had it full. It's no longer full. So Ashley's on maternity leave. So Ben, which is kind of the assisting, has been helping out with all the stuff down in the pool area and kind of getting things ready. Dale and Mark, our custodians, have also been working on getting the pool ready, but we're kind of in a halt right now before we start putting up, umbrellas and stuff like that, just because we don't know what's going to happen. Gymnasium, I don't know if you guys have been to the rec center, but Robert's gym, the floor is kind of peeling up pretty badly. And I've had a couple companies come in and they're pretty much what they're telling me is we need to resand it, which is about a, $15,000 to $25,000 deal per gym. Right now, Robert's gym is way worse than Jones. They were done by the, the same company, the same product. I don't know what the difference was between the two. So I'm looking at getting quotes for that and figuring out what we're gonna do with that for the next, because it's not budgeted in, so we might have to take it from something else or not do something else.
How long has it been since that was done the
To-
last time?
Totally done. I don't think Roberts has ever been totally sanded down since it was
What about
put in.
the one that got water on it?
So that one was all replaced.
Yeah.
So it hasn't ever been sanded down. So this would be the first time if they both do it. And they say you can get like 4 sands in sanding a court 4 times in its lifespan. And usually they say 50 years as a court can last. So this would be, I guess this would be number 2 for Roberts now that I'm thinking about it. We did redo it not so long ago. So this would be the second one for Roberts Gym. And Jones got flooded once, so it's it was brand new, I don't know how many years ago, several years ago. But that would be the first time it would be resanded if we decide to do that. So we're kind of looking into what we can do there and how to do it, and we'll see how that all turns out too. Special events, we kind of talked about. Also, we have a bike repair kit at the rec center and the library. It's something new that was just brought up. I don't even know who started it or what it's exactly called. Bike. I don't even know what it's called.
Sure.
Bike something. So we have a little repair kit at the rec center. If you have a flat tire or need something fixed, we have some stuff in a little container, and so does the library to take your bike and get something there if you have to. And if it's something bigger, then I would go to the bike shop and talk to them. Staffing issues, I think we're having the same staffing issues for like the front desk. We have a lot of people that either start with us and then eventually leave because they, just not the amount of money they can make somewhere else is they're going there. We're having those issues. Some people just are quitting for whatever reason. So we're pretty short staffed there. So there's a lot of open shifts and stuff like that we're trying to cover with what we have. But so we're gonna have to try to figure out something creative, like Guy's talking about, to get people to work. They can only, our staff can only work 29 hours, can't work any more than 29 hours a week due to, we have to offer them benefits and all that if they do that over a certain period of time. So we're kind of in a bind there, for people that do want to work more than 29 hours. So.
That's where you may have to get creative.
Yeah, in the summer, we probably have a lot more that would be willing to work more, but we'd have to figure out something either with, HR or something, how to work that out, so. But other than that, I don't think I have anything else, so. Yeah, kind of a grim meeting here
Good
today.
news, somebody share some.
It is. It's great. The staffing is an issue, but it's that we've got all these great programs and things going on, that we need. And again, hopefully that people will come out and there will be people that'll take positions. It's for the rec center, age requirements there.
The front desk, we like to have 18 and over, just because we don't want high schoolers, behind the front desk and their friends behind the front desk and so on and so forth. So we try to do 18 at the front desk. The pool is totally different. They have 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, helping with swim lessons, stuff like that. But I haven't heard a ton of, it seems like there's more of them that want to work than, 18 plus. So I haven't really heard a lot of issues with the pool or lifeguards or swim instructors, as we have on the rec side on just getting front desk staff. It's just a battle. I don't know. I don't know. And you
Yeah,
try to add
it's-
programming or this or that. Well, you don't have people to help run it. So
What about, would senior citizens, could they do it?
the front desk,
Yeah.
well, they'd have to learn the system. I mean, we've had
Well,
senior citizens. We've had senior citizens, work in the front desk. But yeah, they could do it. I mean, anybody can do it if they apply, but we aren't even getting a lot of applications, like Guy said, to even apply for the job. So,
Huh.
and then sometimes they don't call us back or they get through training. We just had one girl get through training and now she quit. So to take something else, but I don't know. And the rec side, I think
We
we're
have the same
paying
program.
13 now and 14 when July 1st comes. So,
Yeah, employee, there's hopefully, it's resume builders for young people, you take on a job and be responsible. It's a good reference for you down the line when you're moving on and moving up. So hopefully we'll have some, and people come forward. And again, it's loosening up with people getting out and about again. So maybe that'll come forward.
We might have to do like some of these other companies are doing where you just have like an open interview day and you sit there and people come in. We have a lot of people coming to the rec center, so maybe somebody would come in and do that. I don't know. But we have to do something, or else we might have to change hours or something just to limp through it. So, and the summer is not a good time to have to restrict hours.
Are there any things we can do to automate? I know that is like the opposite of the friendliness that North Liberty is all about, but have any of those avenues been explored?
I mean, they do online registering now. When they
already
come
do
in,
the
they
scan, yeah.
scan it on their own.
Yeah.
They can't, we don't have anybody to answer the phones like a robot to answer phones, or
Right.
answer questions or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I'd like to find a robot that can pull weeds.
So would I.
Good work.
except he'll build you one.
Next Elon Musk, right
Yeah.
here.
And maybe there's young people out there that are waiting when school's out, maybe combine a couple of part-time jobs. I mean, I don't know how flexible you can be, but sometimes.
And if they come to the rec center, I mean, they can work 40 hours if they're just, work during the summer or whatever. So, I mean, they can work a lot of hours. It's just if you work there currently, you can only work 29 hours. So,
Get out there and
I think it's a discussion to have with Deb and Ryan.
Yeah.
I already kind of alluded to that with Deb, and she said we might have to make some changes, so.
because Iowa City, they pay 15 right now for pretty much everything that happens at their rec centers and this and that. And, we're fighting for those same kids, same college kids, same everything. So,
But again, you can ride your bike to the rec center, don't have to drive a car, don't have to pay for gas.
you could
work
fix it at the
here,
rec center, your bike.
Shop locally, work locally, there
There's
we
some
go.
good cake pans you can check out for
Yeah,
free.
We do. We have a lot of good things, and we tell you things that pop up, but seem to have people that can deal with them. So I don't know. Although Guy says he's not going to put on scuba gear to go in the pool.
Oh, I would if
He would probably create a way to
I'd go
fix
do it.
He'd probably create a way to fix that leak
There
if
you
he
go.
knew where it was. Yeah, if you can find it, we know that. So. Okay, anything else for Brian? Then we don't have any new business here. We need to talk about. We do have board members' terms that are expiring, and anybody out there is welcome. You can go to the North Liberty website and apply. But as of, I don't know how the numbers line up here. So Jeremy, are you on? You're up.
I've reapplied,
Yep.
so
Good,
We'll-
good.
we'll
So I guess that
we'll
was
see if
for-
I'm lucky
that's for the
enough.
blank.
Right.
be brought back.
See if you're chosen.
Yeah,
So
see if I'm the chosen
is that
one.
Laura? Who is-
I'm moving.
And you're moving.
You are.
You're moving.
Oh,
Oh,
got a
man.
job. Just graduating grad school next week.
So the rest of us are,
But you got a job, that's
Well,
awesome.
congratulations.
Yeah,
well,
congratulations.
congratulations. We
Where are you
appreciate
moving
you
to?
being here and
Oh, that'll be fun.
Neat.
appreciate you being here and supporting the parks. So, anybody, you do go to the website, I think it's like July that the appointments are made, if I remember reading that right. So you can apply to be on this commission and several others out there and go online in the process and be appointed and come join, be a part of this discussion. And it is a lot of things going on, a lot of things we anticipate, and it's always good to hear the problems and the solutions. So, anybody got anything else that the community, the comprehensive plan? Remember, you can still go to the North Liberty website and visit that and input. And that advisory committee it meets monthly to talk about the input that keeps coming in. And there's a lot related to, like Guy said, parks and trails and things like that.
Has people been going to the meetings? Has the public been
Well,
going very well? Or
the last time was the public input one. I was out of town, so I don't know.
I know they had one like during the day and then
Yeah.
at night. I just didn't know how well they
I went to
were.
one of them.
Yeah.
But it was on Zoom. It was like a Zoom meeting, like
And,
They had a couple at the rec.
yeah, they had
I don't know
one,
how
they
that-
were open for people to come in at noontime or after
Yeah.
in the
Right.
evening. and
did you
come
guys
in
go to that?
And
No?
Didn't work.
give ideas, you just walk in and kind of give ideas, and then the advisory committee will keep meeting monthly, and as the plan is, a plan is developed for a lot of things going on in the city, and as we see every day in the paper, something announced new being built in, in North Liberty, you know, so we want
Well, it
to.
is the hub. That's what I tell people. It's the hub of the
The hub of
world.
North Liberty.
Lot of dirt being moved. and
Yeah, there is a lot of.
A lot of dirt being moved, you know.
I see
so
houses that get sale pending signs before I see a for sale sign.
I know.
It's crazy.
Well, you know what's really funny? So obviously I sell real estate, and it used to be that everybody wanted to be in Iowa City. We want to be right now. It's like everybody. I want to be in North Liberty, and I'm like, who knew? This is like, it's like.
Yep.
So anyway, and I think it's great. I mean, it's a great town. It's a great town. So
Quality of life, and like we've talked about, for all ages and stages, that's what's been developed, and that's what keeps us around here, so.
well, and if you ever, I mean, just the trails. I mean, like if you just go on the trails for a while and you just do some of the stuff, it's like a great town. I mean, look at all that eggs, the eggs underwater. I mean, the whole thing. It was just like this is
Creative and
amazing.
fun.
It's a great place.
Mhm.
And so anyway, I didn't need to-
Creativity and innovation, and I know with the
Hub.
drive around the park, everybody's anxious to see Blues and Barbecue back again, and we just hope that everything keeps going toward a upward way with as we continue coming out. It's like all coming out, and everything's new again, and a lot of new innovative things. So, anything else anybody has to?
Just for the notes, I wanted to share that. So, as you guys know, I teach in the Sport and Recreation Management program at the university. We've continuously left North Liberty as an option for summer jobs. So it's not from a lack of trying. It's just a very odd demand right now. We've also seen a lot of our students that waited pretty late to make decisions for summer for whatever reason. So we might see some still that pop up, but we have students that are still scrambling. I mean, we're second to the last day of classes right now, and they're scrambling for summer work. So, just so you know, I'm doing what I can, especially being right in the thick of sort of what we do here, right?
Appreciate that.
And we will be offering. We're actually bringing a new faculty member that's going to specialize in rec also. So we're going to have some additional rec offerings, which I think might help with some potential jobs that come out of that too. So I'll keep you posted
Thanks, Jeremy.
if I'm here, if I'm selected. Right? I'll have to see. I don't know.
You could send students to you or not.
Right. Just advertise now. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Thanks for the
Happy to help.
information.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks
Yeah.
for that info. Yeah. So we have the next meeting scheduled for June 2nd. And do we have a motion to adjourn this one?
All motion.
Jeremy moves.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Second. Any objection?
No.